Mexico City, where you wear a bulletproof jacket to the corner shop, where mothers and murderers worship at the shrine of Saint Death. So what on earth do people do for fun here? Well, it seems that that can be pretty violent as well. On any given night of the week, 50,000 Mexicans flock to the city's 10 huge arenas to lose themselves in their favourite sport. My guides tonight are die-hard fans Alejandro and Francisco. We're here for the lucha libre, or free wrestling, which is half recognisable sport and half nightmarish pantomime, and it seems the crowd can't get enough of it. For the residents of Mexico City, watching 250-pound men pile-drive each other into the floor seems to be perfect therapy after an average day in the megacity.
Do the crowds get almost as aggressive as the ring?
Yeah, that's correct. Most of the people use this sport to yell, take out all the stress of the...
Get all their emotions out.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stress in the city, so you come out here to scream, to shout, to throw beer.
Because of the craziness in the city. It's a release.
Yeah.
With good guys and bad guys to cheer and to boo, I'm again reminded of life in one of the first great metropolises.
We've always loved a bit of communal violence. Human beings, and around me here, people are using the same gestures that they used to use when they were watching the gladiators, or the Christians being eaten by lions in ancient Rome.
Well, the Royal Ballet, it ain't. But the atmosphere is certainly infectious. It's raw, loud, unzipped. Somewhere between pantomime and sumo. And over the course of the evening, I can see why it is so popular.
No one's being hurt here tonight, I think. But these are really important events because they allow people to let off steam. They're like kettles. And the more stress there is out in the city, the louder the whistle. Oh!
On the other side of the planet, just like Tokyo, Mexico City's land has become its enemy. Sitting in a massive geographical bowl surrounded by mountains and volcanoes and built on a network of tributaries from an ancient lake, it's vulnerable to both earthquakes and, more crucially, flooding. More than 7 million people occupy the shanty towns that sprawl across the hillsides. Most of them are haphazardly constructed without proper foundations. Factor in the endless building work that's cleared and concreted over vital tree and vegetation cover, and you have a very dangerous place to be living in.
It's the 30th of October 2009, in the middle of the afternoon. It's the end of a month which has seen the highest rainfall here since records began. And over the next 3 or 4 hours, a downpour of biblical proportions takes place. Now this is one part of the city, like so much of it, which is completely unplanned and absolutely crammed. Migrant families simply arrive here, search around for a little scrap of land they can call their own, and start to build a house with their own hands. Now, as a result, when the flood comes, thousands and thousands of houses are swept away. The Jimenez family built their house here, on the edge of the creek. And as you can see, it's gone.
The Jimenez family have since built themselves another house, but it's a precarious existence and the threat of flooding is never very far away.
Could you ask them how high the water came on the day?
Aproximadamente 1 metro y 20 centímetros.
1 meter and 20 centimeters, exactly where you can see the mark over there.
And how did they all get out?
La verdad toda esta familia salió corriendo por esa.
They climbed that wall and then the next wall, and after that there's a school over there where they found shelter, because all the water was coming straight in this direction and they needed to get out.
We are living through a time of more and more extreme weather conditions. And when that kind of stress hits, it hits the megacities first, and it seems to hit the poorest first, because they're the people in the most fragile parts of the megacities. And that's exactly what's happened here.
There's an annual rainfall of more than 27 inches in Mexico City, quite a lot. And yet, rather oddly, the city's never got to grips with dealing with such a large volume of water. And the problem lies right here in the network of underground drains.
Amazing.
Fantastic, no?
Yeah. Underground river. So when the rains come, how high up does the water go?
It fills a full pipe.
Fills the pipe. And what's the water coming down? That's just the drain?
This is the overflow of the lake.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The system goes right back to the 18th century, way before Mexico City's population exploded. It was designed to capture fresh rainwater from the floods, but now it can't cope.
This is mostly sewage coming down from the city where about 1 million people live.
1 million people sewage.
1 million people sewage.
Water expert Valente Souza is trying to solve the contamination problem.
You see, Andrew, this line is the last of this rainy season's level. It comes all the way
right up to above us.
Exactly at this very point, and we walk 150 feet down into another collector that drains the rainfall and now the sewage. Mainly, if you I mean, we don't have our masks now, but it smells methane. It's very strong.
Really bad.
It's not nice.
And this is water that rainfall that could be used by the city of Mexico if they did things more sensibly.
It really is a case of water everywhere, but not a lot to drink. Mexico City's hidden underground system is old and buckling and, frankly, failing to keep pace with its rapid growth.